everybody! Probably shouldn't do that anymore because it's kind of annoying, but old habits die hard. But greetings, everybody! Today is vlog 56. So, yes, I know, I'm sorry about last week and not doing a vlog, but I was a little preoccupied with the whole battling of the desktop. See, I think I said in vlog 55 that I was actually going to upgrade my desktop and hopefully get it to work again. Well, I did that. I went over and bought a $212 video card and a NVIDIA GeForce 9800 BFG. It's got 1 gig of RAM for the video, so it's like a whole little computer just for the video. And I thought that would solve the problems, but apparently not. See, I had it running, but it still decides to just shut down whenever it decides that it wants to. And you could be in the middle of something. Like the other day, I was trying to watch Batman Begins, and got to the middle of the movie and it just decided to shut down. Wasn't doing anything that extravagant. But so I've realized that it's probably a software problem now, so I'm systematically deleting programs that I don't use, don't need, and don't really want anymore. So today I decided to delete all the ATI programs because the ATI Radeon video card is now another relic of outdated and useless computer junk sitting in the other room. So I figured if I'm lucky, one of those programs was the culprit. Right now it's in the other room, it's still working, and I hope to keep it that way. But it was obviously a very treacherous operation, because when I put the new video card in, which I wasn't going to do because I had been up for a very long time, so I'm just like, I'm going to take it out of the packaging and drool over it. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, I gotta put it in. So I put it in, and then, you know, it's so freaking wide. It takes up 2 expansion slots, and it's so big I had to mash all my ribbons and cords from my drives against each other so I could fit it in, because, I mean, this thing is massive. And so I put it in, I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, Dad, should I power up? See if it works? He's like, I don't care. So I'm like, oh, I can't stand it. I'm going to power up. So I push the power button, and I'm like, oh my God, that cord is very close to that fan. Better move it. So, yeah, this hand, and in fact, I tried moving this cord up over the fan so I wouldn't, you know, so it wouldn't get caught in the fan. Well, this fingernail right here, which is painted now, but if it wasn't, you would be able to see that a whole quarter of it is white because a whole quarter of it got pulled completely off of my finger because it got a little bit too close to the CPU fan and got clipped by one of the fan blades. Broke the blade off the fan, so I think the fan got the worst end of it. But let me tell you, this finger was sore for days. But anyway, yeah, I think you know that if you take a fan blade off a fan, it gets very unbalanced. So it was sitting there and do. So I turned it off, took the fan out, the heat sink with it, ordered a new one online. Took about 3 days to get it. Got one with a lot of airflow, and got one that was advertised as being quiet, because my old fan sounded like a vacuum cleaner when it was like running on high if I was doing a lot of stuff at the same time and it needed a lot of processing power. So I really didn't want it to be that loud anymore. So I got it, put it in, and realized that I still have the same problem. But hopefully it'll get better as time goes by. Or I'm probably just going to have to go the route of saving everything I can on the 500 gig external hard drive and reformatting it, which is not something I want to do because there is a lot of stuff. Anyway, I actually have a topic I was going to talk about today, sent in from a viewer, and the topic was, do transsexuals only date other transsexuals, and why? Now, I'm sure there are some transsexuals out there that only date other transsexuals. After all, transsexuals are, in fact, people. And all people have their own personal preferences. There are some men that only date other women, some women that only date other women, some men and women that date both, some men and women that date neither, some men and women that may date transsexuals. I know of one genetic female that only dates transsexuals. I've dated a guy that preferred transsexuals to other people when dating. So I'm sure there are transsexuals out there that only prefer to date other transsexuals. And as for why, I'm pretty sure that, it's not a question of why. It's, because you're not going to go out and date someone just because they're a certain gender or they're a certain type of person. You're going to go and you're going to date someone that you fall in love with or someone that you're attracted to. And everyone's attracted to whatever they're attracted to. I mean, I'm attracted to some guys. Some guys I know I'm not going to have. Some guys I won't want because I already have the person that I want. So it's not a matter of, do you want this person because they are this? You're going to want the person because you're in love with them. And you can't help who you fall in love with, man or woman, transsexual or not. Unless you're asexual, and then it all goes out the window, because then you don't want anybody. But as far as people only dating transsexuals, yeah, I think there are some people out there that do. And I know there's some gay men that like to only date transsexuals because then, when they go and meet their family and friends and all that. But in all instances, they're dating a woman and everyone's like, oh my God, he's finally not gay anymore. But then in the bedroom and whatever, then they get what they want, which is, But I don't understand that, because eventually if you're opting for surgery, you're going to take away what they want. So, whatever. And then there's a lot of girls out there that like to date women, but then of course they also like what men have, so they just become bi so they can have that thing and yet date who they prefer. But yeah, maybe they should try transsexuals too, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it's not a question of why they do it. They do it because they fall in love with them, not because they're one thing or the other. So it's not really a question of that. It's a question of love, and who can understand love, right? Because it's a very powerful force. I myself pretty much had a bad experience before and swore off a woman. Said I would never date another woman. It took me about several years, and then I found a girl that I truly fell in love with, and struggled with the idea of actually dating a girl again, because I'm like, I don't know if I want to repeat that scenario. But we all take chances. It's all about risk in life. So I took a chance, and I'm very, very glad I did. There are no regrets here whatsoever. And I'm engaged because of it, so that was a big step for me, because I was always like, I'm never ever getting married. There's nothing about marriage that seems to, float my boat or flip my switch or whatever. But, after you meet the right person, I guess all that goes out the window. It's like, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, and this is one way to do it. So, but anyway, it's really snowing outside today. This big winter storm moving through. It's been rather nice lately, so I thought maybe winter was on its way out and it'd be an early spring, but no, because I think we're getting like 3 to 6 inches today. Oh well, it is February after all. Very late February, mind you, but gotta get through the March Madness. Anyway. So anyway, it's been about 9 minutes, so before I run out of time, I'm going to say bye-bye everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you all next week, unless something bad happens again and I have to take another week off, but I'm hoping for the best. But anyway, take care.